Hi and welcome to Foundations 20 7.4 Example 6a. Okay, in this section we were looking at factored form of a quadratic. Okay, so for this one we have the graph and we want to determine the function and then write it in standard form. Okay, so thinking about factored form, right, factored form is all about x-intercepts. So looking at this graph, we have an x-intercept there, x-intercept there. So our x-intercepts that we have are x equals -1 and x equals 4. So how does that help us? Well, factored form, remember, was y equals a bracket x minus r bracket x minus s. And those intercepts there are actually, right, our r and our s values. So we can go y equals a bracket x, and then it's minus 1, so it becomes +1, and x minus s, so it's just x minus 4. Remember, so the sign's going to be whatever the opposite of the intercept is. Okay, so we have this here, which is pretty much our equation, but not quite. So we need to figure out this a value, right? The a value is important to figure out, because without the a value, all we have are the intercepts. Right? We could have a parabola that looks like that, right? Does that have the same intercepts? We could have a parabola, right, that's super flat with the same intercepts. We could have one that's, right, I don't know, something like that. Same intercepts. So the different a values matter. Okay, so what are we going to do here? Well, what we need to do is figure out an a. So one way to figure out an a is to just find another point on the parabola that we know. So say this point here. Well, what's that point? That point is 0, 12. How does that help us? Well, that is an x, that is a y, and so if we sub those into our equation, all we have then is an a left in there. So all we have to do is isolate that a. So we go 12 equals a bracket, okay, that bracket is 1, that bracket's -4, 12 equals -4a. Divide both sides by -4, we get a equals -3. Awesome. A is -3. So that means our equation in factored form, or our function, sorry, in factored form is y equals -3 bracket x plus 1 bracket x minus 4. Okay, that's looking good. Right, so there is our function. Unfortunately, we want to write it in standard form, right? The question asks for us to put it in standard form, so we can't leave it there in factored form. There's nothing wrong with that equation. That is a perfectly, can't think of the word. It's a good equation, but it's not in factored form. So since we want it in, but it's not in standard form. So to put it in standard form, we need to, right, simplify these brackets. Right, maybe use FOIL if that's what you like to do. So we have y equals -3, and then inside all those brackets, right, we'll have x squared minus 4x plus 1x, take away 4, and then simplifying some more, we can distribute that in, -3x squared. These two from the step before could go together to be -3x. So now when we distribute the 3 in, or -3 in, it becomes plus 9x, and then the -3 to the -12 becomes plus 12. And again, just quickly, what I did there, right, was distributed that -3 into those brackets. And then now, is this in standard form? Yeah, standard form, remember, is y equals ax squared plus bx plus c. So this, in fact, is now in standard form. So this here is what the question's asking for. Nothing wrong with this here, but it's just not quite standard form. So if we were to take either of those two equations, say make a table of values or use the calculator with them, right, we would get that graph that we have there. All right, thanks for watching.